Start Bismillah. Bismillah wassalatu wassalamu Rasulullah. And may Allah, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah Anbiya al Mursaleen. Allahumma lakal hamdu wa lakal shukr. اللهم لا اللهم ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب اللهم أسألك العفو والعافية في الدنيا والآخرة. Ya Rab, may Allah help us in order to explain the right information, and may Allah help me to 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 give you the right information based on what I have learned from the ulamas, and may Allah help us help us to perform our Hajj as per the guidance of Sunnah and follow the footstep of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The journey of Hajj, I would like to congratulate you guys that you are going for one of the most valuable journey of your life, and eventually this is going to be your most important time of your life, where every moment of your Hajj, every moment of your life you will miss those days. So eventually you consider yourself lucky. I always say one thing, that this Hajj is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and imagine that it cannot be done unless Allah wants it. I mean, though you have money, you have all kind of luxuries of your life, but if there is no will from Allah, if there is no commandment from Allah, it is next to impossible. Just to give an example, there was back in the days in Indo-Pak, when it was considered to be a Muslim state, there was a king named Aurangzeb Alamgir, and Rahmanullah alayh, he used to send so many people, hundreds of people, to Hajj every year by his own, not from the kingdom itself, but he used to pay for them by his own money. But he never ever performed a Hajj due to the obligations, and due to the issues in the government, and to follow to make sure that the kingdom will remain sustainable. So how blessed you are, and how blessed those people are whom Allah has given the chance to perform Hajj. Since you are going for Hajj, it's important that from the day one you will put yourself in front of Allah and ask for repentance, that may Allah forgive me whatever I had done in my life, and let me start my new life and let me go with the Hajj with a complete pure before heading towards Hajj. Let me ask Allah to forgive all my sins. And it's very easy to ask from Allah for forgiveness, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, don't la taqnitu min rahmatillah, means that don't consider that the rahmah of Allah is not enough to forgive. So put yourself in a situation where anybody can ask anything from Allah at any point of time, and Allah is ready to forgive. So it's important. Now, as far as the Hajj is concerned, Hajj is obligatory for somebody who has enough money, he has health, and he has enough money, he can left it for his family. So the Hajj become an obligatory or mandatory for him. And there was a very strong hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam which explained that if somebody has, if somebody has everything is in hand, and he was unable to perform Hajj in his life, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it doesn't matter for me that whether he die as a Christian or a Jew. So imagine that what kind of wa'id Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has stated for a person that who has everything, he has money, he has health, he has all kind of options to go for Hajj, and he didn't perform the Hajj. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam raised his hand as per the hadith that he will die as a Jew or the Christian. So imagine that once you perform inshallah this Hajj, you will be out from this wa'id of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Hajj is mandatory once in a life, and for rest of the people who will perform, if somebody is performing again Hajj, eventually is going to be an optional Hajj. It will not, it first is over once he performed the Hajj. Now, once you are going for Hajj, we are discussing eventually for those people who are living in Saudi Arabia. There are two kinds of people who are in Saudi Arabia. One are those who are within the boundaries of Miqat, and one are those and the other are those who are living outside of Miqat. So the people who are living within Miqat, like people in Jeddah, they, as per the ulamas, it is preferable and better for them to perform only ifrad as per upon the verses of Quran. So in the last session in Urdu, Mufti Sahib has mentioned about the verse of Quran that interpret that the people of close to Haram, they should only perform Hajj because they have a luxury. To be honest, they have a luxury. They can go for perform Umrah at any point of time. And so the people who are coming from outside, let them given a chance so that they can have performing as much as Umrah they can and do the other Hajj. So for you, it's because whenever you have a time, you can perform Umrah. Whenever you have time, you can go for Tawaf and do the Ibadah in Haram. So the people who are living from outside, it's a less chance for them that they will have this opportunity again. So Sharia want the people who are living close to Haram, close to Mecca or Jeddah, or close within the boundaries of Miqat. It is preferable for them. It is important for them. They should go for Ifrat. If they don't go for Ifrat, then as per the Hanafi school of thought, then they will have to sacrifice one animal, because, or if they had performed an Umrah in Eid or right after Eid, from Shawwal, Zilqada, then as per Hanafi school of thought, they have to sacrifice one animal as animal, and they must go for ifrat. Why? So there is no difference. I'm going to talk about in the detail once we will have this session mostly moving forward with the question and answers. Let's go for important thing. When you're going to go, and the people who are living in Jeddah, they will eventually wear ihram or make an intention from their houses or within in close to wherever they are living. The people who are living who are from outside Miqat, like from Riyadh, Dammam, Jubail, or anywhere from other across the world, or Medina Munawwara or Tabuk, who are outside of the boundaries of Miqat, then they are allowed to perform any Hajj. This is a common confusion among the people, that Ifrat can be only performed by the people who are living within the boundaries of Haram. This is not true. The people who are within the boundaries of Miqat, they can only perform Ifrat. But the rest of the people who are living outside Miqat, they can perform any Hajj, whichever they want. So please clarify this thing. It is important that those people who are living outside Miqat, they can perform any Hajj, what they want. Now, for those people who are living outside Miqat and they had performed an Umrah from in Shawwal or Zilqad, then they are by default gonna perform Tamattu only, because these 2 months are the month of Hajj, and they made the Umrah for within the month of Hajj, and now they are performing Hajj. So they by themselves become they will perform only Tamattu. So keep this in mind. This two important things: the people living in Jeddah, the people living in Mecca, they only perform Ifrat. The people who are living in outside Miqat, they can perform all three Hajj. But if anybody living outside of Miqat, in Riyadh, in Jubail, in Dammam, or anywhere in Qasim, or in Abha, or in Baha, or in Tabuk, in Medina Munawwara outside Miqat, if he had performed an Umrah during the month of Shawwal, Zilqada, then he will go only for Tamattu, unless he travel back to his home country. So please keep in mind, if anybody has a confusion, please raise your hand. I can repeat it. But there are three things that I explained it to you. The people who are living in Jeddah, they can perform only Ifrat, they go for only Ifrat. The people who are living outside Miqat, they can go for any Hajj, unless they had performed the Umrah during the Shawwal or Zilqada. So then by them automatically they already performed the Umrah for Hajj itself. So Tamattu is already for them started. In fact, the blessing already started, that you already had Umrah for Tamattu. But if somebody has performed in Umrah in Eid and Zilqada, but he traveled back to Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, or Indonesia, or any home country during this month after performing this Umrah, then he is again open to perform any Hajj. So these couple of things keep in mind. Now, coming to the point when you gonna go for Hajj, the most important thing is that you gonna eventually take a bath, clean your the hairs that Sharia wants you to remove, the underarms, and you clean yourself before you heading towards Hajj. Cut your nails, but it is not mandatory for you to reach to miqat and perform this action. You should start from your home, clean yourself, clean everything, wear your normal clothes. And if you're traveling by car from Riyadh, from Jeddah, from outside miqat, once you reach to miqat, then you can wear ihram and perform and make an intention. Those who are traveling by air, it is advisable for them that they do all their actions, what I have told them, as at their home. They wear the ihram either from the home or at the airport. Once the plane take off, then perform the intention. So it's important, these couple of things. Now, what is ihram? Ihram is not just clothes or two unstitched clothes. There are certain conditions that applies once the person said that I am going to perform an Umrah or Hajj. And those people who are living in Saudi Arabia, they are somehow aware of those conditions. Means that you will not gonna be cutting your hairs anymore. You will not gonna cut your nails. You will not gonna put perfume or ether on your body. You will not gonna wear stitched clothes unless the exemption for the women is different, and you're not gonna have a husband and wife relationship. So it is important for them. One more thing is the sixth one is that you will not hunt the animal. So this is another condition. So I think some brother has raised a question. Please go ahead, unmute yourself and ask the question. I will stop here so that the people, if they don't understand, let them correct it here. Yeah, please ask, unmute yourself and ask the question, please.
Assalamu alaikum. Just a quick question. If you are going to, for example, where I will be traveling to Taif by plane.
Okay.
So, and I will be going a couple of days early.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I don't want to be in the state of ihram for a number of days that is early. Yeah. Is it possible if I can travel to Taif without without being in the state of ihram?
Yes.
Get to Taif, make intention, and then from the miqat there?
Yes, because Taif airport is outside of miqat boundary, and even if it is inside, you can come out. Where is your operator? Is the operator going to be in Taif?
I am meeting my operator in Taif.
Okay, so fair enough. So generally, as a general principle, the operator from Taif, they take the people to miqat. This is a general principle. Okay, so but in any case, since you are going 1 or 2 days before, you go in your normal clothes, you stay in a hotel as a normal, but once you have an intention, then you wear your ihram, make an intention, and then you reach to miqat, or either make an intention and reach to miqat, or once you reach to miqat, make an intention. Okay,
shukran.
Okay, so just please mute yourself, and I will tell other people also they can unmute at any point of time. Let me just put this so people can, the people, if anybody has a question, he can unmute himself or herself and ask question. Please ask question if anybody has it, and once you finish with your questions, just lower down your hands, please. Anybody has a question, just please ask, just unmute himself and ask the question. So now the condition of ihram, as I mentioned, that ihram is not just unstitched clothes, or it's an obligation. Some of the halal thing that is there, it is not allowed for you to do so. So you used to wear stitched clothes before it was halal for you, but after having an intention of going for Umrah or Hajj, then this is going to be haram for you for the time being, for certain limit of time. But if you had wear these clothes during the period of Hajj and Umrah, then there is a penalty that you have to do. Either you have to do a sadaqah or the dam, the sacrifice. So what are the conditions? The condition number one is you will not the hair that you have it. Once you make an intention, then after that you will not allow to cut your hair. Second, the nails. The third, the unstitched clothes. The fourth, the you will not put the perfume or the otur on your body, or any smell that has artificial smell on your body. Then the fifth one, the husband and wife relationship. The sixth one for the men is that they will not wear the covered slippers. So the slippers that are normal slippers that we have it, that are open from three sides, means the front area of the feet is up here, the side one, and the behind one, if it's open. I have one video, I'm going to share it to you, which is permissible as a slippers, as from the most of the ulamas. There are some ulamas, they talk about they have some other opinion, but if you use that slipper, then none of an ulama will say that you did wrong. So in Hajj, it is important that there may be different of opinions, you have it, try to go with the opinion, either you follow somebody as one, or you will go with this opinion that nobody has ikhtilaf. So this is important. So these six conditions, and as I mentioned, that before it was not allowed to do hunt an animal as well during the ihram. Now these conditions, generally we don't hunt animal in during Hajj. So these are the conditions. So when the Haji gonna reach till miqat or before miqat, he will do so. So what is the sunnah process? The sunnah process is that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has took a bath. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam put the perfume and utur on his body, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam put the oil on upon her hair as well. So then this was done by the one of the Ummahat al-Mu'mineen, Amma Aisha radiyallahu anha. She is the one who put the oil on the upon the head of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And once you wear ihram, and if you are close to miqat, then you have to make an intention in your heart. And if you say by your tongue as well that, oh Allah, that I'm going to perform Hajj Tamattu, and my niyyah is for Umrah, to perform Umrah. Oh Allah, I'm going to perform Hajj Qiran, and my niyyah is to perform Hajj and Umrah, and I'm wearing the ihram of Hajj and Umrah both. Oh Allah, I have an intention for perform Hajj Ifrat, and I have an intention, I'm gonna make an intention to go for Hajj Ifrat and make an intention for Hajj. So this is by your heart. But if somebody say, because sometimes people got confused whether I made a niyyah or not. So it is advisable, it is not mandatory nor any obligatory for anybody. It's an optional to say by your tongue. And it is mandatory to say one time, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk. It is important that once you wear the ihram, you are ready, you pray to sunnah for ihram. Then after that, you have to make an intention, and this intention you have to say at least one time, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk. If you cross miqat and then you say this and you didn't say it before, then the ulamas will say that go back to the miqat, or you have to sacrifice an animal. So it is an important factor. That's why I said that if the people are traveling from by air and they are traveling to Jeddah, and Jeddah is after miqat, so as soon as the plane take off, then, and since you are wearing ihram, you're ready for it, just make an intention that, oh Allah, I'm going for tamattu, I have an intention to perform Umrah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk. Yeah, please, if anybody, please, if you have question, ask with me. Yes. Okay, you cannot unmute yourself. Let me just unmute it. Yeah, please ask a question I had.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Rahmatullah.
Yes, so I just wanted to ask regarding this. I'm actually a resident of Riyadh, and I'll be joining my group in Jeddah on the 7th, but
Yes.
I will be arriving in Jeddah on the 6th of Zulhajj.
Mhm.
So do I have to enter does my husband have to enter the state of Ihram
You both have to
from
be,
the home?
you both,
Yeah.
not from home, but at least before miqat. So if you're traveling by plane, as
Yes.
soon as that plane take off, you both have to make an intention for which Hajj you are planning to perform, tamattu?
No, Hajj Kiran.
So Quran. So if you are
Quran.
performing Quran, then you must have to make an intention that I'm going to perform Hajj Qiran, and I'm going to make, I am having an intention to perform, and I'm wearing this ihram for Hajj and Umrah both. Okay, so your intention would be for Hajj and Umrah both, because in Quran you have ihram for both Umrah and Hajj.
Yes.
Okay,
So
so as soon
so
as the plane,
ideally I have to do it from home, even reaching earlier before
you have to,
7th
because Jeddah is
Dhul
within
Hijjah.
Miqat. If you reach to Jeddah,
Right.
then you have to turn back either to Taif or go back to the closest Miqat. Otherwise, you will have to sacrifice one animal. And since you are doing Quran, you have to sacrifice two. So it's
Oh,
important.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Please mute yourself and let's carry on. If anybody has questions, somebody has let some Abdul Wahid, I think he asked. Let ask for unmute himself, please. Yeah, please. Anybody has a question related to it, so let's cover it.
Umair bhai.
Yes.
Sorry, just a quick question and point of clarification, please.
Sure.
You mentioned earlier regarding anybody that's performed Umrah
Yes.
between Shawwal and Dhul Hijjah.
Dhul Qa'dah.
Dhul Qa'dah, sorry.
Yes.
Do we only qualify for Hajj Tamattu, or are we able to perform Hajj Qiran?
No, because you already see the Shawwal, the month of Shawwal, and Dhul Qa'dah and Dhul Hajj. These are the months of Hajj. Okay, so these supposed to be the month of Hajj. Now, since you already performed the Umrah for during the month of Hajj, and now you are going for Hajj, so you automatically become, your tamattu. You have no other option other than to go, unless you went back to your country. Okay, so because in the month of Hajj you had performed the Umrah itself. I hope you get the answer.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam wa rahmatullah.
Okay, thank you for the change. I want to ask about I'm a resident from Jeddah.
Okay.
And then when we go on the 7th Dhul Hijjah,
yes.
Because I am from Jeddah, so I wear the ihram from the host or only at the Sukun hotel that we join together.
Better you wear the ihram from house, so you'll get more blessings.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay. So let's move forward further. If Sahal Mughal, if you have question, please ask. So at least I will. Otherwise, I'll move forward.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam wa rahmatullah.
Thank you. So the question was, I'm also going from Taif.
Yes.
And the meeting point is at Taif. The operator said, bin Mahfoud, they said the bus will leave on the 7th of Dhul Hijjah.
Yes.
And it will go to Al-Haram.
Okay.
It will then stop there, park in Kudai, everybody will go for Umrah and come back to the bus, and then from the bus we'll go to Mina.
Yes.
Now, so the question is here, there is an Umrah from Ta'if, as far as I'm aware, built in. There is an Umrah built in.
Yes.
Then the question is, after that Umrah on the 7th,
yes,
the plan would be you can come out of Umrah.
Yes.
You can do Tahallul. And then when do you need to make your second ihram?
Yes.
For the purposes of Hajj.
I got your point.
Is it on the 8th or is it later?
Yes. So now since the person has from Taif, I'm assuming that you're going to perform tamattu because you're going for performing an Umrah. So after performing the entire Umrah, you will qasr or make halaq, and then you come out from the state of ihram. Okay. Now you have basically two options. In fact, three options available. Either you will change because we don't have much time available. If you have the time, you can close to the haram, you can basically make an intention, you take a bath again and make an intention on the same ihram. Or if you want to change an ihram, you change ihram and make an intention for Hajj and proceed for it. Number one. The second option is that you can, wearing the same ihram without even taking ghusl, changing it after halaq, you make an intention again and you proceed. The third option is that since they're going to take you on 7th, you can go to miqat, you can go to Mina and live in your normal clothes, and on the 8th before Zohar, wear the ihram again and make an intention. Though this is this eventually gonna be, there is no sacrifice against this, there is no penalty. However, the Shariat want to getting you more blessings, so you should wear the ihram. Shariat want that you will wear the ihram near close to haram where you finish your umrah. But if somebody reach to Mina and he feel that I need to change my clothes, I need to wash it, and I will live at least one night as a normal wearing clothes as a normal person, he can do so, and before Zohar he can make the niyyah. That is also permissible.
Yeah, thank you. So that's more like a mandub rather than a mustahab.
Yes, obviously.
Like
but you know what happened, the people, they see in practical things, when the person has in this hot summer, when he got wear ihram and he performed the umrah, he got tired, then he want to change the clothes. The haram bathrooms are, is not that comfortable to change it. So the person want to have a cleaner and wearing new ihram and clean himself. So he can go. I mean, Shariat allow you,
Yeah, I mean, I think the plan would, because for the Ta'if group, they said we'll definitely go to Haram first for Umrah, so we will be doing that
100%.
anyway.
There is
so
no other option.
Then the question is, what is the, is there enough time to come out? Probably it will just be not in the Haram, just when you arrive in Mina, as you mentioned, and then before.
This is what happened, that sometimes some of the people, they may finish the Umrah earlier, but some of them, they're getting late and they don't have time. So if they don't have time, they can make an intention of the same ihram and proceed for Hajj, or they can reach to Mina, spend the night as a normal clothes, wear normal clothes, we can put in a smell, everything. There is no obligation. Then after that, the next day before Zohar, you wear the ihram again and make an intention and proceed.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So let me open the let go forward to the sheet that I have it. So at least we will follow the steps, and we will look into those sheets. So it's going to be easier to understand. Easy. So let me just share that particular slide which I have. Just bear me a second. Yeah, so I hope that you guys can see this screen. So now let's see each and every point, and we will open the way that we open Tamattu, then we'll open Qiran and Ifrat also. So when you are performing Hajj Tamattu, you will wear ihram. I explain you the condition of ihram, and then you're supposed to pray 2 rak'ah sunnah. If you don't have the makruh time, if the karaha is not there, means what is the simple way to understand it? That those prayers pray like Asr, play like Fajr, that doesn't have a sunnah after it, then there is a specific time you cannot pray in nafila or nafil prayer. So if you reach to miqat and you wear ihram over there, and you are reached there after Asr, or you prayed Asr, let's say in this way, then you have to leave this prayer. You should not go for this to nafila or to nafil rakah. If you reach to miqat at the time of Asr, and since you are a musafir, you finish you wear your ihram, then it's better to pray these 2 rakah first and then perform Asr. So in this way, you had your Asr prayers after the 2 rakah. Similarly, if you're gonna reach miqat, or you're gonna be wearing ihram at the time after Fajr, and you want to make an intention, then don't pray this sunnah till the shuruq time is started. So either you leave it, and there is no obligation or penalty against it. It is important to make dua because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has, after finishing this prayer, he raised his hand and he make dua. And then after that, as I mentioned, that you have to perform an intention of Umrah if you are performing Hajj Tamattu. So the intention will be only performing the Umrah. And you have to say at least one time, Labbaik. Now, once you reach to Haram, you have to perform the entire process of your Umrah. Means that you will go for 7 rounds of and perform Tawaf. After that, you will pray the 2 rak'ah behind Muqam Ibrahim. In case, again, there is a time, makruh time, then you have to leave this prayer till the time the makruh time is, the karah will be finished and it's no more, and the Sharia will allow it. After that, you have to perform sa'i, and then you shave your head or shorten your the hair for at least 1.5 inches. Those people who have hair less than 1.5 inches, they should shave their head and get the blessing from Allah more, because this is the journey of Hajj. Don't cut small hairs, one here there, because the ulama say it is not right. Only in Shawafi, those who follow the Shafi'i school of thought, it is something that is allowed. But if somebody, like for example, we have seen the people and go to the Haram, they cut a couple of hairs from here, there, and then they thought that their Umrah is finished and they are halal. So this is not right. Only, as I mentioned, that only in Shawafi, the Shafi'i school of thought, it is something likely not to be done, but if somebody has done it, there is no penalty. But in Hanafi and the other school of thought, it is necessary to either cut your hair at least 1.5 inches or at least bald your head completely, shave your head completely. Why I'm saying to you that since you are going for this journey from Allah, I mean, and blessing for, and this is going to be your fourth Hajj, or this such a big ibadah you're going to perform, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given 3 times du'as for those who shave their heads. What happened at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when he went to perform his Hajj, there are some of the Sahabas, they were wearing the ihram of tamattu, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was wearing the ihram for qiran. So when they reached to Umrah, and they some of them they shortened their head, and many of them they shaved their heads. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam doesn't like this, and he given a blessing for those who shave their head. Then these people, when they came to know that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made dua for those, they came and asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that, oh Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they make a dua for us as well. 3 times he continuously keep saying the blessing upon those who shave their heads. So why we want to leave that such a blessing upon this great journey for Hajj? So it is, and one of the good thing that I'll explain it to you. If you shave your head during Umrah, then keep one safety razor with you. Once you finish your Hajj, just shave it by yourself. So you don't need to wait for anybody to make you halal after Hajj. So this even can make your journey easy after Hajj, because Hajj there will be long queue. You have to wait for the barber, or you have to go in a big queue. If you shave your head on during the Umrah, then you just have to have a safety blade, just the razor, just keep it with you, and just after finishing the Hajj, just shave the head again. It's very easy. So once the Umrah is over, then you cut your hairs or shave your head, then all the ihram condition will be over. So for example, if somebody reached to Haram 6-7 days, 5 days before, and he perform an Umrah, and he's performing Hajj Tamattu, then after, let's say for example, he entered in Haram on 2nd of Zul Hajjah, he finished his Umrah. Now after that, he can live in his as a normal person in Haram, close to Haram, and he can go as many as Umrahs he want. If he want to go to Masjid Aisha, or he can do as any tawaf as he wants. There is no conditions, there is no obligations. He can live as a normal person, wearing like we generally go for Umrah. After Umrah, we wear our normal clothes. But when the time of Hajj comes, then he will have to wear ihram. As the brother mentioned, asked the question that if you are going from Taif and your operator gonna take you from Taif or from Riyadh, he will take you to the miqat, and after that, once you reach to, they will park the car in Khudai or some parking, Once you finish your Umrah, then you will reach to Miqat. Oh, sorry, then you reach to the bus. And after that, you have two options. Either you, within wearing the same ihram, you make an intention, or change the ihram, take a ghusl, and make an intention. Or you can directly go to Mina as a normal person and wear the ihram over there. So the next step in tamattu is that you're gonna wear the ihram and make an intention for Hajj. Now you have two options available. Either you can go directly to Mina. If you have time and you make one extra tawaf, which is not obligatory, which is optional. We put this tawaf qudum. This is not tawaf qudum because in tamattu you don't have tawaf qudum. But if you make a nafil tawaf, 7 rounds, then you can perform the sa'i of Hajj before Hajj. So, for example, if somebody has enough time and he finished his Umrah, and after Umrah, he make an intention again for Hajj, and he go for another 7 rounds, so he can perform the sa'i of Hajj that's supposed to be done after Hajj. He can do it now. Okay, so this is important. Just keep in your mind. After that, once you finish, so this tawaf qudum, which is written here, this is not tawaf qudum, is an optional tawaf, which is not necessary at all in any Hajj. Whether you are performing ifrad, whether you are performing qiran, whether you are performing tamattu, anything that named as qudum, it is not mandatory in any Hajj. So any nafil tawaf is not mandatory. So this is a nafil tawaf, which is not mandatory. So you wear ihram, make an intention, directly reach to Mina, or you reach to Mina, you wear ihram. In Mina, you supposed to you pray Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and the next Fajr. These 5 prayers you need to finish in Mina. But most of the time nowadays it's happened that your operator will push you to reach to Arafah before praying the Fajr. In that case, there will be no sacrifice, because this is a sunnah to pray 5 prayers in Mina itself. So if somebody miss 1 or 2 prayers in Mina, there is no penalty, though he may lose the pleasure and blessing of sunnah. So it depends upon your operator. You can discuss with the operators if they allowed so. Generally, they don't allow. Please let me know if you have anybody has a question. Raise it now who is performing tamattu, and if any confusion up until here, please raise your concern. If not, we will proceed further. Then let's move forward. So once you finish your 5 prayers on Fajr, yes, Brother Hussain, please ask the question.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I was trying to unmute myself earlier, but I couldn't. I just want to go back to the question that I asked on Hajj Qiran, because you mentioned if I go back to my home country, then I have to perform Hajj Tamattu, right?
No. You are from which part of the Saudi?
I'm actually residing in Riyadh. I live and work in Riyadh.
Okay. Did you perform any Umrah during Eid or Zilqa'dah?
I did, yes.
Okay, so you can and did you, up until now, you went back to your home country?
To Riyadh. No, I didn't go back.
Riyadh is not your home country. Home country could be your Pakistan, India, South Africa.
No, I didn't go back. No.
So it's mean that you are living, because this is not our permanent residence. We are permanent residents as a temporary residency, right? So in that case, since you perform the Hajj is Umrah during the month of Hajj, so you can only perform Tamattu now. So you just follow Tamattu, not Qiran.
Okay.
Unless you travel back to your country and you reach to your city, then the case will be completely different. So all the condition has been void then after that. So
where do I wear my ihram from then?
You can wear the ihram at Taif. Once you reach to Taif,
I'm coming into Jeddah on the 6th of Dhul Hijjah.
Okay, so 6th of Zil Hajjah. Now you have 2 options. Since you had performed an Umrah during the month of Shawwal, you either you make an intention for Hajj and directly go for Hajj, or you make another umrah and perform another umrah like the tamattu. So you'll get more blessings. It's upon you now totally.
Okay.
But the Hajj
So
you
I can
will
also perform
as
another
Hajj.
umrah then.
Yes. So either you will perform another umrah like the other people doing, or you can directly make an intention for Hajj and proceed for Hajj directly. In that case, you don't need to do anything. You can directly go to Mina.
Okay.
Okay. So
okay. Thank you.
Just clarify. Just keep in mind one more, all the brothers and sisters who are listening, keep in mind that in Hajj, many people get confused. So that's why I just developed this small blocks to let you not to confuse. And any point of time, if you have any questions, anything, just ping me on my WhatsApp or call me. Feel free to call at any point of time. Ask as many as questions you want. It is open for anybody. At 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, you have any question during the Hajj, call me or send me the message. If I know the things that from ulamas that have taught me, I will tell you. If nothing, then I will refer to the ulamas. So coming to the point that you finish your 5 prayers if they allow you, the operator allow you. If they don't allow you, then proceed for Arafah. Now there is one small question thing that comes here, and this always a difference of opinion comes here, that how we will pray in Mina. So those people, mostly those who are living outside of Riyadh, outside of Miqat, they are Musafir. So since they are Musafir, they're going to pray 2 rakah for Zuhr, 2 for Asr, 3 for Maghrib again, and 2 for Isha. Those who are Muqim means those who are living in Makkah itself, or those who've been in Makkah for 15 days, then they will pray 4 rakah. But if your Imam is leading as a Muqim, then you can follow the Imam as well. There is no problem. In the Hajj situation, during the Hajj procedure, brothers, try to avoid the conflict of difference of opinion. This is not the place to make ikhtilaf. This is not the place to learn about ikhtilaf and dalail and hadith and all of this. If somebody has to know this has to study at least 2 years before. So at least he knows all the principles and opinions. What I have seen the people, to be honest, some of the people, they were fighting for difference of opinion on the day of Arafah. And after that, when they completely exhausted, they slept. So imagine the time of Zohar till Isha, till Maghrib, the most blessed time. Shaitan will not come to you to give you da'wah for any music or listening music he will give you da'wah to fight with each other for difference of opinion. There is, what the person. So imagine, when you reach to Hajj, you follow somebody, you trust upon him, just follow him and move forward. We will try our best to give you whatever the best we have in the knowledge, we have it, we give it to you. But here the question come up, the people got confused, and I will tell you some of the confusion that's going to come up, which with the answers. So it's important that the Mina prayer, if the Imam is leading, if he's a Muqim and he's praying 4, you can stand behind, there is no problem. If you feel that you want to have 2, that opinion, go for it and proceed for it, but don't fight with each other. Now, this is 8th, there is no specific ibadah in Mina itself. So it's important that there is no specific ibadah. Hajj is a kind of ibadah that is more on spending the money. So if anybody who spend money on Hajj, inshallah, Allah will return a lot back to him in this dunya and akhirah as well. For sure in akhirah, but in dunya as well. So Hajj is more about the ibadah that consider that Allah wants you to spend money. Second, it's an effort in terms of struggle to keep upon your physical effort. The third thing is it has less ibadah. It doesn't have much, if you look, but it is more likely to be asking from Allah as much as you can. One of the things that we have seen, the people are missing, and this was at the time of Rasulullah SAW also, the Jibreel came to Rasulullah SAW, and he said to Rasulullah SAW, "O Rasulullah SAW, tell the Sahabas to say labbaik Allahumma labbaik more loudly." So nowadays people are not as oftenly as saying labbaik. Allah wants you to say as much as you can to say labbaik. I have seen Hajis, They are having movies and cameras and Facebook and WhatsApp, but they are missing with this such an obligation that Allah has put to you. Allah wants you to listen, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. So the men, it is important for them to say loudly, and for women they just say, at least they can hear with the slightly lower voice, but try to say as much as labbaik as you can. Don't care what the people say, don't care what the people are doing. You just follow what Allah wants to listen from you, and Allah wants to listen from you, labbaik. One more important thing that since the thing that this discussion came in the middle, in the entire process of Hajj, do not complain to anything. You know, I'm just telling you my tajurba that being there with the Hajj, the people do a lot of complaint. So I have paid the money, I have paid this, and this operator haven't done this, we are missing with this. During your Hajj process, keep your mouth closed. After that, you can raise to the government, raise your voice wherever you want. But during your Hajj, just take the patience, absorb it for the sake of Allah. Because Allah has blessed you for this Hajj. Just take it for the sake of Allah and take it, because there are certain circumstances happen that nobody knows, even the operator doesn't know, because such a massive crowd gonna be there for sure. You talk about 2-3 million people gonna move from Fajr till Zohar to Arafah, then from Maghrib till Isha to Muzdalifah. So anything can happen at any point of time. So all the operators trying to do their best. I'm not favoring the operators. There are some of them had issues as well, but government for the last couple of years, they put a serious restrictions, especially when they taken everything in their hand. So the operator doesn't release the money for the operator unless they kept certain amount of money for the operators, unless if somebody complains, and then they investigate. So they are very strict about it for the last couple of years. So you take your patience, try to absorb, don't fight with each other, don't complain. After you finish Hajj, do whatever you want, raise it to the government, try to cancel their registration, whatever you have it. But during Hajj, don't at least don't say this, that I had paid this much money. Wallah, I'm telling you, this is not about money. It's about rahmah from Allah that allow us to perform Hajj. I remember 3 years before COVID, there was a lady, she called me and she was crying. She says for the last 4 years or 3 years, they've been trying to get Hajj, to be in Hajj. But every time when they have money, the money, like they collect for the whole year for 10,000, and the Hajj reaches to 11,000. Then the next year they try to get it, it reached to 13,000, 12,000. He said, we are asking Allah everything, but we don't have this circumstances. We try to save as much as we can, but subhanallah, this happened. And she called me, she was literally crying. Imagine the love and affection of Allah has given in her heart to perform Hajj. And she said, I want to perform Hajj before I die. And we had this discussion with and I asked the lady that please ask Allah to help you. Just bow your head and ask Allah to help. And subhanallah, Allah has made it, and they performed the Hajj. There was another case happened to me. There was a lady. There was one old lady. She was on a visit visa, and they called me and they said, my mother, I am the only. We are 2 daughters, and my mother is there. I want her to take an Hajj, but she's on a visit visa. And is there any option to perform Hajj? So I told him that, sister, I have no idea. This is completely our government. You can apply and ask for Allah. We can try to make your application. We will also help you to just do one thing. Allah will help you. But ask your mother to ask Allah. And if you've gone through with this, if you reach to Arafah, just tell your mother to pray for me. Wallah, brother and sister, I'm telling you, her mother was there in Hajj, and she's called me on Arafah, and she said, my son, what you want, I will ask to pray for Allah for you. So Keep in mind that the blessing that you get it is not because of money. It's not that you have, a big, we have money and we're going for it. There are hundreds of people have much, money and luxuries. They have it, but it's the blessing of Allah that you have it in the month of that you are going for perform Umrah, for Hajj. So this all things come in the middle. I'm sorry, I'm going away from that subject, but just to show that, just to tell you that some experiences that I had in the past, that try to not to complain and try to not to discuss about these differences of opinion. Let's go to the main event, which is the 9th. And what Rasulullah said, that al-hajju yawm al-arafah. If somebody reached to the Arafah and he was there till Zohar, till Maghrib, and he crossed even Arafat after that, the Hajj will be accepted with some sacrifice. But this is one of the most important days, the 9th of Arafah. If a Haji doesn't reach on 7th, he doesn't reach to 8th, but he reached to Arafah on 9th, any Hajj he has it, there is no there is no problem. He can reach here. So means that if he missed the entire day of 8th and he didn't pray one rakah in one prayer in Mina, there is no penalty, no dam, no sacrifice, because this is all sunnah. So if he has performed, because if he reached to by God forbid if somebody got an emergency, so he can go directly on 9th, perform an Umrah. If he is a tamattu, he can perform Umrah and directly reach to the Arafah. There is no problem. He doesn't have to do any sacrifice. So keep in mind the 9th, you gonna start and you have to pray Zohar and Asr. Now this Zohar and Asr, if you are praying in Masjid al-Imra, you follow Imam. And if you're praying in your camp, follow the Imams, what he's doing, what the knowledgeable people who are doing. So whether they pray 2 rakah or 4 rakah, don't fight for it, go for it. From Zohar time till Maghrib, this is one of the most important time of your life. This is one of the most important time of your life. After prayer, raise your hand, and now it's time for you and Allah. I generally tell people to write down your du'as from now. Keep writing it, because by the time you reach to Hajj and Arafah, you may miss something. So start counting and writing now your du'as, that what you want to raise to Allah and on that day. And there is one important the Rasulullah says, La ilaha illallah wa'adahu la sharika lahu al-mulku wa lahu al-hamdu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. This is something important to recite. Recite as much as you can. So this is the day, on that day Allah wants you to say these words. And the du'as. Once you finish after Maghrib, you have to leave to Muzdalifah. In Arafah, you will not pray your Maghrib, and you have to pray Maghrib on that day to Muzdalifah at the time of Isha. So even if you, the whole day of Arafah, you pray Zohar and Asr, you finish Zohar and Asr, you stand there in front of Allah, asking for forgiveness, asking all your du'as, and once the sun set, you start moving towards Muzdalifah. Once you reach to Muzdalifah, you have to wait till Isha time, and after that you have to pray first Maghrib, and then you will need to pray Isha again. So these two salah you have to pray in Muzdalifah. You will not pray in Arafah, though even they will, it's Isha time. Might be some of them, you stay till 12 o'clock in the night in Arafah, in the morning in Arafah. You have to pray in Muzdalifah, your Maghrib and Isha. Keep in mind, I remember in 2017 or 18, no, I think 14, I had prayed Maghrib at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the morning, because the bus got late, the traffic, there was no way that the traffic was moving. So we prayed at around 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning, the Maghrib, and then we prayed Isha. In Muzdalifah, some of the operators will try to take you after 1/3 of the night. Rasulullah SAW allow only women and those who are da'if or weak people to go in 1/3 of the night. This is the lifetime event. This is wajib to stay it is mandatory to stay in Muzdalifah till Fajr. So try to talk to your operator, force him to do so. And there are people that they even in the most restricted time of COVID, where some people were there in 2020, I think 2020, yes. When the Hajj was, I think, for few people, I remember the people they raised the same question that we will have been enforced. I told them, talk to the operator, tell them we will come back. We will come by ourselves to the camp, because train gonna be there. Train will keep moving till Fajr. It will keep till next 3 days. It will keep moving. So tell your operator at that time, this Muzdalifah one, you carry on. We will come to our camp, because by the time you are aware of your camps, so stay in Muzdalifah till evening, till the whole night. One more thing, once you reach to Muzdalifah, there Rasulullah made another wudu, made the wudu, fresh wudu, before he before he proceed for Maghrib and Isha. So it is the sunnah to make a new wudu, or a new wudu in Muzdalifah itself. So it is not mandatory, it is a sunnah to make a new wudu in Muzdalifah. So you will stay in Muzdalifah over the night, and after the night, once you pray Fajr, then you will proceed towards, you have two options. Either you can go to your camp, or you directly go to the big shaitan, the big one, which is closer to Haram, far from the Mina. So once you are coming from Muzdalifah, this is the last shaitan you will get, the big one. You have to throw the 7 stones on the first day. As soon as you're gonna throw the first stone, your labbaik will be stopped. After that, there is no labbaik. So keep in mind that labbaik will continue till the time you will throw the first stone on the shaitan. Once you finish 7, then those who are performing tamattu, they have to call their operator, the one who is doing sacrifice, to sacrifice for them, and they need to shave their head and proceed. Now they can change their clothes. They are ready to perform tawaf ziyarah. You can perform you can change your clothes, wear your normal clothes, you can put your perfume. All the obligation has gone. Since you finish the stoning, the next step is to sacrifice. Once the sacrifice is done, you get the confirmation, and then proceed for shave your head, or cut your head at least 1.5. For the woman, they take from the whole ear in their hand and cut from there at least 1.5. It's important. And some of the women that they have, I don't know what kind of the hair cuttings they have it, that they have some of the hair they have fall short, and some of them are completely long. So in that case, they have to ask. There is a different masala. Just discuss with me after this session or WhatsApp, and I will tell you. But because if you have that cutting that has front hair has less, and you have other hairs are long, then the state will be different. But in normal condition, the women just have to grab the hair from the total all together, and then cut it from the bottom at least 1.5 inch. Once the clothes change, now it is better, for person to perform tawaf ziyarah in the normal clothes. Though if somebody perform in the state of ihram, it is allowed, but Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has performed the Hajj tawaf ziyarah in the normal clothes, having better clothes, good clothes, with the nice smell, perfume with you, and you go with your normal clothes after having taken bath, clean yourself, and go for tawaf ziyarah. This is the most important part of tawaf ziyarah. Tawaf ziyarah. If tawaf ziyarah is not finished, then the husband-wife relationship will not be over, and it is not allowed for husband and wife to touch themselves, that arouse their sexual desires before the tawaf ziyarah has been over. So it is important for anybody who, I mean, we all, I mean, some of the people are family members, they are husband and wife, so it is important. And this tawaf ziyarah is important, especially for the women as well, who have their the monthly feminine issue comes up. So it is important to look into that issue as well. If some of the families they feel that this issue may come up at the time, and it may come up at any point of time, then it is recommended for them to go early morning for stoning. After the stoning, they proceed for tawaf ziyarah, and basically perform the tawaf ziyarah within the state of ihram itself. So, but finish tawaf ziyarah, because if tawaf ziyarah will not finish, your hajj will not be over, your husband-wife relationship will not be allowed. And in some cases, I have seen the people have to do a big sacrifice, especially for the women, that they have to. I remember that in one of a close person I know, that she's supposed to do a big sacrifice as a camel, and then she was actually come to perform hajj again. So it is important, since it is important for your tawaf ziyarah, especially for the sisters, because they have these issues, feminine issues. So it is important to look into it. Since this discussion is there, even the Mufti Saab, and we have seen all in the past so many bad examples. Don't take those pills that artificially stop the natural behavior. Don't look into that option, because in hajj you have so much exertion that most of the time these medicines put you in a jeopardy, that you are not in a state of pure or impurity. So your whole things will be completely disturbed. And then you will talk to one sheikh, he will tell you one thing, then you go to other sheikh, will tell you different thing, then you will talk to some other women, you will tell different things. So it becomes like a spaghetti of questions and answers, and the people get literally, especially the sisters, get literally confused. Go with your natural process that have it. If somebody has those feminine issues that continue during the hajj of state, let it be there. Hold tawaf ziyarah till the time it is over, and once it is over, perform tawaf ziyarah and sa'i. So this discussion I will do it later also after this, but let finish this. So tawaf ziyarah can be done from 10th, after performing, ideally after changing the clothes, from 10th till 12th or before Maghrib. So you have to finish your tawaf ziyarah. If anybody has a state of normal actions, means that he is healthy, he is okay, there is no problem for the woman as a feminine issue, then they all supposed to finish tawaf ziyarah before Asr. Try to finish it before Asr of 12th. Most of the people, they finish it on 10th itself. In my tajurba, if you ask with me, I generally used to go not on 10th. I used to go on 11th after Maghrib, because the 10th is so much crowded. People got tired from Hajj. They travel from Mina to Muzdalifah, Arafah, to Muzdalifah, stoning. So generally, this I suppose I had done, and those people who've been doing this Hajj every year, or they've been continuously having this, Allah has given them chances, they generally go on the second day after Maghrib. And this is the least crowded time you will find and because most of the people has performed tawaf ziyarah. Now the only thing remaining is tawaf al-wida. So you go to tawaf ziyarah, performed tawaf ziyarah, and perform sa'i. Now anybody who has performed the hajj, who has done a nafil tawaf, and he has done the sa'i of hajj before hajj, then this sa'i is not, he already performed it, he doesn't need to. So for him only tawaf ziyarah is enough. Tawaf has to be performed in wudu, but sa'i can be done impure. So if a woman has this feminine issue, she performed the tawaf, and then she had issue started in sa'i, her hajj is valid, because sa'i can be done in a state of impurity. So this is important. Once you finish the first day, the next day you have to, on 11th, you have to throw 7 stones from on the first shaitan, the second on the then 7th on the third, second, then on 7th again on the third one. So it's going to be total 21 stones that you need to throw on each shaitan. And this is going to continue on the next day as well. Keep in mind, on 10th, the first day, you are allowed to throw a stone from morning. But the second, third day, you have to throw a stone after Zuhr Adhan. As soon as you hear the Adhan, you can throw the stone. So don't throw the stone before the second or third day of stoning, before Zawal time, what you call it, the Adhan. As soon as you hear the Adhan, you can throw. So you can reach there if you want, but as soon as you hear the Adhan, then throw. You have to spend at least night in Mina during those days. It means that on 10th, 11th, and 12th, you have to spend the night in Mina. But it, as per Hanafi school of thought, it is not mandatory. If I remember correctly, Hanbali school of thought, it is mandatory. So if you are going for performing tawaf ziyarah, then by itself you are allowed, because there is one reason that if I remember correctly, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu stayed in Mecca and he didn't come to Mina, and he asked the question to Rasulullah. So in Mina, it is a sunnah to spend Mina in the night, but if somebody has spent at least 2-3 hours in Mina, then this sunnah is over. So after that, you have to perform tawaf wida. Those people who are living outside of miqat, it is wajib for them to perform tawaf wida. Those who have a plan to stay in Makkah or Jeddah more, then they can do the tawaf wida later as well. But those who has to leave and have to come back to their home, then they have to perform tawaf wida before they leave. This is a description for tawaf is for Hajj Tamattu. Now let's proceed for Hajj Qiran, and let's proceed for Hajj Ifrat, and then we will proceed for the Hajj Ifrat in the last, because this is that one is the most easiest one. So in Hajj Qiran, the person will wear ihram, he will pray 2 rakah sunnah, he will make dua, and he will make an intention for Hajj and Umrah both, and he will say one time labbaik. Then he will go to perform entire process of Umrah. After Umrah, he will not shave his head, nor he will remove ihram, nor any conditions of ihram will be removed. So he will be continue in the same state. He can change ihram. For the women, they can change their dresses as much as they can, but the condition of ihram will be allowed. So some people think that I cannot change ihram. No, you can keep 3-4 ihram with you. You want to change every day, change it. There is no problem. But the other condition, state of ihram, has remained there. Once you finish your umrah, after the umrah, you have an optional tawaf qudum. This is optional. If you perform tawaf qudum, if you are planning or you perform tawaf qudum, then you can perform the sa'i of Hajj before as well. On 8th, you will reach to Mina. You will perform again. You pray 5 prayers in Mina. You spend one night in Mina, and in the morning they will take you to Arafah. You will reach to Arafah. Arafah, you pray Zuhr and Asr, and then you will leave to Muzdalifah. From Muzdalifah, you will stay again for the night, where you pray Maghrib and Isha, and you will leave to Fajr for stoning for the first day. After throws 7 stones, then you will ask your operator to finish your sacrifice. Once the sacrifice is finished, you can cut and shave your hair. Now your Umrah and Hajj Ihram is over. Except one condition, the husband and wife relationship. You can change your clothes, put your, do whatever you want. Now all obligations for the Ihram is over. Then you have to perform Tawaf Ziyarah. If you haven't done the Sa'i with Tawaf Qudum, then this is the ideal situation for Sa'i, to perform Sa'i. Then you spend at least 1/3 of the night in Mina. The second day, you will throw the stone. 21 stones, 7 on each shaitan. The first day will be after Fajr till the sunset. The second day or the third day will be from Zuhr till Subah Sadiq, or the next day. So, I mean, you can say even up to 12 o'clock, there is no problem. And in the last, you will perform Tawaf Eid Wida for those people who are living miqat, outside miqat. This is Quran. Any penalty in Quran, any mistake you do, you will get double penalty. So if you need to give sadaqah in Qilan, then again, if you have a big penalty, means you have to do a sacrifice. It has to be twice, two sacrifice, because one for Umrah, one for Hajj. It's important. One thing I forget to tell you, it is also as-sun mustahab to take a bath on the day of Arafah, because Rasulullah had took the bath on Yawm al-Arafah. So if anybody has taken a bath on Yawm al-Arafah, it's a sunnah in Arafah. So if anybody get a chance, I think is rarely you have a chance, because the camp, the bathrooms are not enough. But if somebody has a chance, if you want to avail it, he can avail. Now let's go for the last Hajj, which is Arafat, Ifrat. Ifrat is a simple Hajj. You wear ihram, you pray 2 rakah. If the makruh time is not there, you make your prayers, you perform the intention for Hajj only. So your intention will be only for Hajj, and you will say labbaik. Now you have two options comes in Arafah, Ifrat. Either you will perform tawaf qudum, or an optional tawaf as a blessing, since you are reaching to Makkah. This is a nafil tawaf. If you perform nafil tawaf, you can perform the sa'i for Hajj before Hajj. You stay in ihram and you will reach to Mina. Number second is, there are some operators will take directly to the people of Jeddah, directly to Mina. So in that case, they made an intention and they will reach directly to Mina. Okay, they don't need to. All of this, what I have explained you, this perform tawaf qudum or optional tawaf, this is optional. It is optional. It is not mandatory. So you can directly go to Mina, because most of the people from Jeddah operators, they take directly people to Mina. So you can go to Mina. Or if somebody reached to Haram and he has time, he can go for an optional tawaf and he can perform the sa'i of Hajj before Hajj. And he will remain in the state of ihram, because he just performed tawaf, and he can reach to Mina. He will reach to Mina. Again, he will continue with the 5 prayers. Then he will go to reach to Arafah. Then he will stay till sunset in Arafah. He will leave to Muzdalifah. He will go to pray to Maghrib in Muzdalifah, Maghrib and Isha. Then he gonna spend the whole night in Muzdalifah, and then he will proceed on the next day, the day after Hajj. He will go to the stoning. After stoning, since Ifrat, there is no sacrifice. As soon as his stoning finished, he can shave his head and he can be in the normal clothes. So if he given an optional sacrifice, it's upon him. He want to wait or he doesn't want to wait, because in Ifrat, it is not mandatory to follow the sequence. The sequence is stoning, sacrifice, remove ihram. This is the sequence: stoning, sacrifice, remove ihram. If somebody performing 2 sacrifice, for example, Rasulullah has done 100 sacrifice on his Hajj, 63 sacrifice by his own hand, So if somebody has performing, he said, Allah has given me, I will perform 2 sacrifice or 3 sacrifice. Then as soon as the first is finished, he's allowed to remove his ihram, shave his head. So in Ifrat, since it's optional, the sacrifice is optional, then he can, as soon as he throw the stones and he shave his head, or cut the woman, the sisters cut the hairs, then he can proceed for sacrifice. For those women that their monthly issue may come up, generally I recommend them to go with Ifrat, because the struggles are less and they can come out from the state of ihram quickly. So this is an advice for them. Again, decision is yours. Then after that, once you finish your tawaf ziyarah. Again, the next day you will go, you have to spend at least 1/3 of night in Mina. If somebody not stayed in Mina, he went to go for tawaf ziyarah or any other, there is no penalty. Then the next day he will throw the stone on all 3 shaitan, 777. And after Zawal, after Zohar time, as soon as the Zohar Adhan, you listen, you throw that stone. And then for those people who are living inside Miqat, Yani people of Jeddah, they don't need to have tawaf wida. For those who are living outside miqat, they have to perform tawaf wida. But for those people who are living in Jeddah, but right after Eid, right after Hajj, they have a plan to go back to their country. It is better for them to perform tawaf wida, because in the last session with Mufti Saab, the same question somebody asked. He said, as soon as the Hajj will finish, I'm living in Jeddah. I supposed to go after Hajj to my home country. What should I do? So the Mufti Sahib said, you have to perform Tawaf Wida. So if anybody has a plan in 1 or 2 days trying to move back to their country for vacations, then it is better for him. Even if he's in Jeddah, it is better for them to make it. But if he doesn't have a plan, then he doesn't need to make Tawaf Wida. For those people who are living outside Miqat, they have to perform Tawaf Wida. It's wajib for them. For those women who they perform their Tawaf Ziyarah, they finish their sa'i, and then their monthly issue started, it is not mandatory for them for Tawaf Ziyarah, Tawaf Wida. So they can, there is no penalty or sacrifice for them. They can go without Tawaf Wida. But Tawaf Ziyarah is very important. Keep in mind, most of the time the mistakes happen, especially for sisters during Tawaf Ziyarah. So this is the whole journey of Hajj. I hope and pray to Allah that I haven't done any mistake in explaining this, and I hope that I am able to explain it to you the way that it is. You get what I want to say. If anybody has any questions, I will be more than happy to answer if I'm aware of it. If I'm not aware of it, eventually I will forward and give it to Muftiyan to answer it. That's all about Hajj. If anybody want to ask any questions, he can raise the hand. Otherwise, we will make dua and simply end this discussion. So, shall I end the session if there is no questions? Okay, so I can let you unmute. Just hold on a minute. Just bear me a second. Just anybody who want to raise the question, please please raise the hand and I will unmute. Because I think ask for unmute. Yes, please, you can. Yes, sisters, now I think I unmute some of the people. They can ask question. They can unmute themselves and ask question. Nashmia Kamal, I had actually unmute, and now you can unmute yourself. Hassan Suraya, you can unmute yourself and ask question.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Just a quick question in regards to logistics in Muzdalifah, because we're spending the night.
Yes.
Is it recommended that we take like a sleeping bag or a yoga mat or something
Which
when we're there?
Hajj operator you're planning to go?
We're doing from Makkah, Mina, and
No.
Arafat.
Which Hajj operator? Hajj operator. What's the name of the Hajj operator?
It's Bin Mahfouz.
Bin Mahfouz, you don't need to take anything. They are well equipped. They will give you everything.
Okay, fine, perfect.
But
Great.
just there, since you asked the question, it is very keep couple of things with you. At least keep one ihram extra, or at least one part of that ihram with you, because keep one keep a battery pack, because your battery will be drained. So it is for mobile, so it is important to keep that. It is important to keep a spray bottle. I will share you a video for a spray bottle, because a spray bottle is important to make wudu. Sometime in Muzdalifah you may not find the water, or you may misplace with camp or with a place location. This happened with all the people. The spray bottle is important. And the Vaseline without smell is very important. And keep one slipper for you, or for family, or at least 1 or 2 people that take one slipper, because sometimes you never know that slipper may have some issue, and then you ended up without having slipper. So I just made a small video in Urdu, I'll try to make it in English as well, where I mentioned a couple of important things to keep it. So these are some important things. Sleeping bag you don't require as long as you are going for bed mahfuz, and I'm sure that other people also will give you. But keep one what bed sheet with you. It is at any point of time you may use it. Just keep it with you for in a bag. So this is just a logistic. So any other fellow has a question, please raise it, if or we will close the. Yes, please ask the question.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Like,
I just wanted to confirm, since I'll be performing Hajj Kiran, so we just need to do the sa'i one time. If we're performing Umrah, we can just do it with that, or we can do it with Tawaf al-Ziyara. We don't have to do it twice.
In Quran, there are there is a difference of opinion among the ulamas. There are some books refer to one sa'i, but as per the Hanafi school of thought, they said that evidences are not that level that the wajib of a rukun can be missed, because when the haji reach to miqat, he will wear ihram, he make an intention for umrah and hajj both. So one sa'i for umrah and one sa'i for hajj. And this is the opinion for Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu as well. So that's why in Hanafi school of thought, it is mandatory to perform two sa'is. However, the other school of thought, yes, you're right that they have one sa'i. So, but if you perform two sa'i, nobody will say no to you that you did wrong. So, as per the Hanafi school of thought, yes, you have to perform two sa'i, otherwise you have to sacrifice. So I hope the Shakir Ahmed, yes, please, you can unmute yourself. Yes.
Thank you. Jazakumullah khair for this section. Actually, my doubt is if the ladies, if they miss both the tawaf and sa'i, do they have to do two, you have to give to them, or?
No, which tawaf you talking about? You mean the woman? If the woman has missed the tawaf ziyarah, why she will miss? Because of the feminine issue?
Yes.
So in that case, he has to wait in Makkah till the time she will be pure, and then take a ghusl and then perform tawaf ziyarah. Or he can come back to his city. The husband-wife relationship will not remain there. She has to sleep in a separate. The bed will not be shared by the husband and the wife because of the obligation. And once he finished this issue, the feminine issue, she will come back to haram with the same niyyah of hajj and perform tawaf ziyarah and perform sa'i. And the husband, the mahram, will come as an umrah to perform. He will come as an umrah as his mahram and perform his umrah as an umrah, because he cannot enter. So there is no way tawaf ziyarah can be missed. It's a fard of hajj.
Okay, we cannot do it for her. Like, is it possible that in another person can do for it?
No, the tawaf ziyarah cannot be. Tawaf ziyarah this is not a stoning. And by the way, stoning also, some people think that I can do on your behalf. There are certain conditions that if you are healthy, if you have, no, the people there are literally got sick or they have some issues, then the options that ulamas will refer that, okay, somebody can do on his behalf. But some people are as healthy, they are okay. I have seen some people, they are healthy, they are using this, the electric bikes in haram for what? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has performed the tawaf on camel. The ulamas wrote the condition. He said why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had performed this, because he wanted to be prominent in front of the people so the people can ask questions. So the reason why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has used the camel, so that he can be visible in front of the people, and as many people can recognize him and ask question about the Hajj. So this was the opinion of ulamas who refer this, because other Sahabas and other they were simply performing the Hajj by feet. They didn't use. They were not in mutaf by using camel. So it was specifically for Rasul. But the other opinion, the other some of the ulamas, they said no, it is allowed. But in a healthy state, performing in Hajj, if you are healthy, no issue, then don't go for it. That's my advice.
Okay. So there is no sacrifice for that. We have to wait for till she gets finish
As I
her
told you, there
periods.
are two
Then
options. Either
yes.
you both have to wait. She can wait in Jeddah if you know somebody, if your family is there, and once it's finished, she can go to Haram, perform Tawaf al-Ziyarah and Tawaf and Sa'i. Or she can come back to Riyadh, Jeddah. I mean, wherever you guys live, she will remain in a state of that her Hajj is not completed. The husband-wife relationship cannot be established. The husband and wife cannot touch either of that. Their sexual desire will be arise, and otherwise they will have a sacrifice. Then once she will be pure, then she will come back to Haram to perform the intention with the same, and then perform Tawaf Ziyarah and Sa'i.
Okay, that's clear. Just one more doubt about the Hajj al-Ifrad. If I'm from Riyadh, so if I just do the Niyyah for Hajj, okay, and I perform Hajj and come back to Riyadh, and then I go for Umrah again. Is it mandatory that should be gone in this period, or is there any time period for that?
No, there is no time period. I mean, once the woman is become, she come out from her feminine issue, then she has to quickly perform this ifrad, because her Hajj is not completed.
Yeah, no, not about that question. That is clear. Thank you for that. And I'm asking about if I'm planning to perform Hajj Ifrad. It will be first Hajj, right? Ifrad?
In Ifrad, you will only perform Hajj. Okay. After Hajj, you can perform as any Umrah as you can. There is no obligation, because Hajj is finished.
Okay, so this Umrah, is it wajib that I should perform Umrah after Hajj, or Ifrad just wajib. Hajj?
No, there is no, in Ifrad, there is no Umrah at all. Why I said to you Umrah, because your wife is going to be in that state. And she
that I got. Yeah.
Yes.
No, actually, my doubt was actually, I heard the voice clip that in Ifrad, if you are doing the Umrah after Hajj, it should be done in Dhul Hajj, the same year. No, I heard like that. That's why.
No. The condition that I told, that if someone has performed Umrah, and if someone has performed Umrah in Shawwal and Zilqada, and he is in living in Jeddah, then he has to make a sacrifice, because he performed that Umrah during that. The second thing I told, that if somebody has performed Umrah during the Shawwal and Zilqada, then he can only perform Tamattu. Okay. After finishing Hajj, there is nothing. There is no obligations.
So for me, for Ifrad is better. Like, so is there anything like which is better to do? Like I performed my Umrah in Ramadan, so I didn't. There is
no problem if you perform in Umrah in Ramadan, you didn't do in Shawwal, you can do Hajj Tamattu. There is no problem. But if you want to do Hajj Ifrat, this is also acceptable. All Hajj are at the time of Rasulullah Sallallahu all the Sahabas have all three Hajj. Some of them were Qarin, some of them has Tamattu, some of them are Mufarrid, So they all perform different Hajj.
Okay. We will get the time like Dhul Hajj 7 will be reaching in Makkah, right? So the operators usually give time for Umrah, right?
Yeah, the people who are coming from outside, they will have enough time to perform Umrah. Only the reason why people perform Ifrad is one of the reason was that somebody doesn't know when this sacrifice will be done. So in order to avoid this penalty or sacrifice, that they don't know when they're gonna sacrifice the animal, and so they become an optional. So that's why the people do Ifrad. And some people, they feel that Hajj is important. If I get tired with this all Umrah, they are not feeling well, so they will go for Ifrad, because actually speaking, to be honest, the main part is Hajj. So if your Hajj is intact, it's intact, whether you do tamattu or qarin or ifrat, because your farz is important. The people, what happened that the people think about optional things so much, about mustahabbat and all sunnah, and they forget the most important point of Hajj, that the 2 days are important. One is the Arafah, the second day is your tawaf ziyarah, So they and after that they become tired, and they will give the stones to other people, and they will go for using electric bikes because they are not feeling well. That's why I will tell to the people, guys, look on the farz is important. So if you can perform ifrat easily, go for ifrat. So you will have enough time to ask for Allah. Rest is upon you. This is just a message. Okay, there is a sister asked a question. Let me answer. She said, if a woman is pregnant, can she do the Hajj? Yes, for sure, she can perform Hajj. There is no problem. She can perform. There is no issue. In fact, for the pregnant woman, there is no, she can easily perform Hajj. The problem comes with the woman who has their feminine issue come in the middle of Hajj. So you can perform Hajj, and if you feel difficulty during at any point of time, I would suggest go for ifrat, because then ifrat gonna be less struggles. And if you feel that you are not feeling well, then you can ask at the time, call us or discuss with the Muftiyan that you can give your husband the stoning to perform stoning. This again you will discuss at the point when you need it. Yes. Any questions, or shall we ended up the?
If the time permits, I have one more question.
Yeah, please carry on, Brother Shakir.
Yeah, you told that the tawaf for the Hajj can be done on 11th, right?
Yeah, it can be. Tawaf ziyarah can be done from 10th after stoning, 11th till 12th of Asr. You should finish by Asr if everything all right. If somebody has an issue, somebody got sick, a woman has an issue, then the exceptions comes. But as a normal fellow, you should finish it by before 12th, Tawaf ziyarah.
Okay, after 10th, on 10th, I have to do stoning. Then
Yes,
without tawaf, I cannot remove my hair, right? It should be done after.
Without sacrifice. Once the sacrifice done, then you can shave your head.
No need to. Okay.
Yeah.
So sacrifice is only if I have to do. If it's not compulsory, then
if you're performing ifrat, there is no sacrifice. So you can, after the stoning, you can shave your head. There is no problem.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Just keep the PDF I have send it to you. Just keep it with you, and at any point of time you feel confusion, drop me a message. I will answer you on the group.
Okay.
So anybody, I think Brother Hussein Ibrahim has asked the question. Please, you can ask, and then.
Jazakallah. Just one quick question.
Yes,
if I'm performing Hajj Tamattu, I will obviously perform Umrah first. I will come out of my ihram after shaving my head. The ihram for Hajj, I can put it on anywhere, right? Like if I'm in a hotel in Jeddah on the night of the 6th, I can put it on in Jeddah and then proceed to join the group.
Yeah, this is upon you. Once you finish your you finish the Umrah, then you become on your normal clothes. You can even just leave it in your hotel or give it whatever, and you can either from haram close to haram, then you can wear the new ihram again, or as I mentioned, you can reach to Mina. It's upon you totally.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay. So thanks a lot. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept all your Hajj. There will be, if anybody has a question session, we will make another session for question and answers. Since I try to explain everything in this session, may Allah accept your Hajj. May Allah give you, you perform all the Hajj as become your Hajj Maqbool. And may Allah help the Ummah. May Allah raise the Ummah. And may Allah, change our life after Hajj. Be closer to the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we be close to our Allah. Keep in mind, after performing Hajj, the shaitan will come close to you for sure, because you are going to destroy all what he had done in his life for you. Means whatever he has done after finishing Hajj, you become zero. So you destroy everything what he had done in his life, for you, against to put us in against, I mean, he has done a lot. So after performing Hajj, you become zero. So you will become again his enemy. So one of the things that I have seen, or we not have seen, that I'll learn from the ulamas, they said that the people who finished the Hajj, the shaitan will come and try to destroy their amal, because you had actually destroyed all his struggles throughout his, his whatever he has done in the last 30, 40 years or 50 years of your life. So keep in mind that after Hajj, we have to change our life. We have to close our sunnah, make sure that our prayer will not be missed. If somebody has a mortgage, ask Allah to forgive, because mortgage is a war with Allah and Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam. If somebody everybody has some weaknesses, ask for Allah. And if somebody has some salah remaining, he should start looking to how to have to perform, discuss with the ulamas, refer to. If somebody has some zakat remaining, plan for it. If somebody has some haqq upon someone, there is a haqq that he has to give to somebody, at least call him, ask him for forgive, and plan that you will give this haqq to the people. We have in our society, it's very common that the people kept the virasa for the sisters, especially in Indo-Pak. It is very common that the brothers, they keep this. It is very difficult if somebody we will not give the haqq for the people who deserve this. So if somebody has done it, discuss with the people, make your wasiya. It is also important. Make your wasiya before leaving to Hajj. It is important to make wasiya. You never know, you are going for. Rasulullah said that the moment should not have more than 2 days that he is living without his wasiya. To keep your wasiya, write a small, keep a piece of spill paper, and write down the names that you want to ask, write down the names you want, make dua for them. You are a haji, your duas will be Allah will listen you more than anybody. So ربنا الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله العالمين. اللهم تقبل منا يا رب العالمين. اللهم اعتق رقابنا من النار، اللهم اجرنا من النار يا رب العالمين. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر اعداءك اعداء الدين. اللهم رب اغفر لي، اللهم اغفر لآبائنا وأمهاتنا وأزواجنا وأولادنا وأستاذنا ومشايخنا وعلمائنا يا رب العالمين. May Allah forgive us. Ya Allah, forgive us. Forgive us. Ya Allah, forgive us. May Allah accept our Hajj. Ya Allah, accept our Hajj. And may Allah make easy the journey of entire Hajj. May Allah accept the whole the Hajj of whole Ummah, and may Allah guide us towards the Sunnah and the practice of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And may Allah help us, and we will live as a Muslim and die as a Muslim upon Iman and with Amal. Jazakumullah khair. And if you remember in your du'as, at any point in time, remember me. Please keep me in your prayers. Jazakallah khair. I'm going to share this recording shortly. And if anybody has a questions, keep in mind, just ask it. If you have a woman's have questions, please send a separate message. If somebody has a issue for urination, when that he has drops issue for when he urinate, drop me a message. I will give him some advices. If some people have, some women have issues, then we can refer to the women that they can ask the question directly to them. Jazakumullah khair, and may Allah accept your Hajj.